in some heroes that we've seen be very successful in the previous patch. Beastmaster, Warlock, Phantom Assassin, rocking a little bit of new flavor with the Mirana, but that facet does seem to be pretty clearly insanely strong.
On paper, yes. It's also a hero Tofu's mega comfortable with.
Yeah.
This used to be one of Gaimin's classics, and this is the hero I'm watching in this game for Gaimin. Tofu on this Mirana. I think it's the newest big change for them in this lineup, and also just how this Starstorm works, what he can do with the hero. He's a level 30 Mirana. He has an insane amount of experience on it. He's got the Crimson Cosmetic. He's ready to cook. On the flip side, I'm curious what the 4-position Slark will do. Austin, you had some experience with it earlier today. I think the key to the 4-position Slark is having an offlaner who's very independent and capable of playing that lane.
Yeah.
And that's really what it comes down to. You just weren't up to the mark, and unfortunately, it really showed in that pub you played earlier. Also, this mid lane. This is a wild mid lane. It feels like mid Drow has not been in the meta since, dare I say, MLG Columbus days.
Yeah, it's been a
with
while.
Arteezy making his breakout on that hero and really setting the meta with it. So if this comes back, that could be really interesting. Still super early, but you have some extra high ground damage, and in theory, a good matchup versus the Huskar. You have anti-healing, you have slow, you have kiting.
For sure.
I can see it pan out.
And as Effie pointed out, extra 10% from that vantage point facet that nobody really went too often. Tibbe, is that going to be your first blood? Tries to TP out, barely able to make it away. Meanwhile, blood grenade put onto Malady. Maybe Malady's the one to give up first blood instead. A stick is not going to do it. Eki draws first blood.
Extra little minus armor from that new Slark facet bonus, and puts in some work here. Though that TP out on the Tiny does not feel great to start this laning face off. There's no river to run down in that off lane.
I cannot believe, by the way, that they buffed Warlock. Like, Warlock was actually kind of in I felt like a good spot, particularly his laning. And then they just gave him an extra 3 damage. A hero who's already like a beast at laning.
Well, they nerfed upheaval though.
I mean, does anybody care about that?
I care. I like that. That's a fun spell.
It is a fun spell, but I don't know if the... It's when you get out of upheaval, the slow doesn't last as long, right?
Yes. The linger duration got nerfed considerably.
Yeah,
Which does matter in the later fights, but yeah, probably doesn't make a difference for how the hero's used, as Stormer.
He's going to take out, but he got the experience for the kill. He's a happy camper.
That big man up there from Quinn. So far, that mid lane has been going pretty well for the Drow. Really just laying into it with the Frost Arrows. Not much Quinn can do about it. And he went for the Incendiary, not the Cauterize on that Huskar. So
yeah, I don't
get to see that in play. I don't know how influential it would have been in this matchup. But yeah, he's almost a level behind now. Big plays coming out from the mid Drow. By big, I mean he stood there and he hit him.
He did do some right-clicking.
He's going to hit him
Look
again.
at his damage, man. He's hitting for almost 100 damage a hit when he's on this high ground.
It's actually showing his crits.
Yeah.
What is that? So much damage.
This has got to be a rough lane. Jakiro Troll. That's just a lot of range, a lot of slow. Hit him with the range axes, hit him with the dual breath. No matter how good that Starstruck facet is, I don't think it's offsetting the strength of this lane.
I mean, also, Jakiro just hits you twice, so you can only blind one of the heads.
That's not how that works.
That's lore accurate. It's in the patch notes. You got to read them, Austin. You got to read all the details.
I read all the details. Don't lie to the audience. There's
that's
at least
the whole fun of
There's
patch
at least one person who believed you.
Yeah, that's the beauty of patch day. You can just say whatever you want, and some guy's like, wait, I didn't know that. He's not going to fact check it. Anyway, everybody, Jakiro gets extra True Strike because he has 2 heads now in the patch notes. Eki with a roam to mid, but he doesn't have boots or anything. I mean, what's his plan here? What? They didn't see him?
Okay, there we go. We found him. He should pounce away and should be...
I don't know.
I mean, he's not
slow.
fine. He actually only has a wind lace. Yeah, he's just... Oh! Doesn't quite die.
I feel like he should have died there. I don't know what he was even looking to do, but the ward did spot him on that rotation, I guess, so they just counteract it. Save Quinn, though Quinn's not really laning anymore. So this Huskar pick has not worked out lane-wise for Gaimin. Their 2 side laners are pretty happy, though, as this off lane for AVULUS has been a struggle. They pulled waves. They're trying to get through it, and they're going to lose Zibe again.
I feel like that's why Eki was rotating to mid, because at some point he was like, do we want to just keep 2v2ing this?
So this
if he's not able to get
honestly looking like the pub that you played with Owen earlier.
No, there's a massive difference. He started in the lane and then rotated out.
I don't know. This Tiny he's getting a little griefed right now.
I know that feel. Tofu?
It's a lot of damage.
He almost sneaks the kill on Sneko. Malady is actually, they're going to just go for it.
He's salving up, though.
Salving up, so they go on Smiling Knight. Sneko out of sight for now. Tofu rejoining that, but Stormstormer's going to make the TP in and offset the rotation of the support. Smiling Knight hoping to get an ensnare. Doesn't quite get it. He will stay alive. Nice rotation from Stormstormer.
The counter gank from the Drow. Don't see that every day.
No, you certainly do not.
Works out, though, and they had salves up here, so they're all going to be full HP. Tough dive for Gaimin. Does not work out as Eki. He wants a little Tofu on the plate, but can't get it. This Slark is doing nothing, Austin. He has his Orb of Frost now, though. He has Orb of Frost, everybody.
He does. That's good. That's good.
And he found a haste rune, which he can take because Drow doesn't bottle or do anything with it.
Yeah, you know what's funny? It's that the Drow Ranger mid, it's like, how's that hero going to rotate? Like, is that going to be any good? But he's playing against a Huskar. That hero doesn't rotate at all.
Exactly.
So he like, any rotation is better than no rotation.
I actually don't mind the mid Drow in this game. I just think it's a question of will the whole draft work together.
Sure.
And also, PA is very good versus that hero. For a lot of the mid-late game. I have to assume it's still the same.
Well, presumably he's going to get depth shrouded, so
that's true.
The PA can't hit what he can't see.
Top tower getting sieged a little bit here, but
yeah, use the glyph for some extra bit of time for the siege wagon to hit the tower.
Are they going to try and contest this wisdom spawn? No.
7-minute shrines.
I mean, what do you call this thing now? Do you call it a wisdom rune? It's not a rune.
It's called the Shrine of Wisdom.
You call it a wisdom shrine?
Yeah.
That's too much.
It's called the Shrine of Wisdom.
I'm just going to say wisdom.
Do you get paid by the word? I'm confused.
Well, I get to set the precedent now. If you just start calling things by a certain name, that's how it's going to be forever.
Right, like the ribcage ward.
Yes, the ribcage ward that you obviously set as precedent, Austin. Yes, that's very nice. I don't know how you came up with that.
We got our first bit of crafting going on. I don't know how you feel about it. Enchantment-wise, I do feel like HP... Ooh, got him on the ice path, hit him with the second one.
It's a good bonds.
Watson is just surrounded by so many heroes that despite the great bonds, they don't have the damage to back it up.
No one wanted the TP for that? I mean, the Beast didn't have one. The Mirana doesn't have one. Okay, yeah, I guess they just didn't have them. I feel like with that bonds, like usually when you dive into Warlock, you get a multi-hero bonds like that. It's pretty tempting to go in there with some AoE spells, which they have, but just gonna sacrifice the tower, look for the trade top, but Ace did not get that trade. He didn't get a lot of tower damage on this Beast. You got a little tower damage mid, but barely any. Kind of a free move for AVULUS. They're happy with that for sure.
Oh, neutral items. I think HP is the most valuable enchantment.
Yeah, I would
stat.
agree.
I think they maybe didn't quite get the balance right on that.
I mean, these for sure will be tuned, but I agree the raw HP compared to a lot of the other things just seems to outweigh a lot. I think the move speed can be solid. I think the mana regen can be solid on certain heroes, but
agreed.
Otherwise, if you don't know what you're taking, you're probably taking HP. As we have a Drow Ranger smoke. Don't get to say that too often. And it's probably going to work. Hit him with the Orb of Frost.
Hit him with the Ice Path, and then explode the Ice Path for an extra bit of stun. He is going 2-1-2. I wonder if he maxes out Ice Path from here. Because that used to be the build on Jakiro, right? Like back in the day, you would go like 1-4-1 sort of deal. I thought maybe with this facet, we would bring that back.
I could see him going 2-4-2. I think that would also be a respectable build. Go the 2-0-2 for the laning. That's kind of your power points on these spells, and then get the Ice Path up for the team fights.
Yeah.
Because you got to remember this Icebreaker facet on Jakiro only scales the secondary with the Ice Path level, so You don't get some crazy value point out of it.
And I guess leveling up putting the second level in Liquid Frost / Fire feels pretty good since you're leveling up both spells.
True.
That feels incredibly valuable. Man, Jakiro's actually got a problem of too many good spells. That's a rare thing to say.
I don't think it's ever happened in the history of the hero. A hero known for having some of the most dog shit spells of all time.
Yeah, she was like a walking ice path for
in a
so
weird
long.
position.
He's actually got a good Aghanim Scepter, kinda.
This hero might just be good for once.
Wow.
It'll probably be nerfed 2 days from now. Eki's still looking for 6, by the way, which would be nice. Did get his boots, but not the smoothest early game for this support Slark. Surprisingly, the Slark gank on mid for the Drow didn't really pan out.
Yeah, it just sounds like theoretically like it's full of so much promise, but the reality just really didn't come together somehow.
It just, I don't know, Quinn's too good. He dodged it, you know?
Yeah, I guess.
Smoke from Gaimin looking up top. Trying to get something going with this Mirana. Very quiet game from Tofu, 0-0-0. Honestly, his early game was not much better than the Slark's.
You know that phrase, if it's stupid, but it works, it's not stupid?
Oh my! Dude, what a humongous waste of their time.
Well, they don't really take too much of a beat. They just TP to mid, immediately kill Stormstormer.
Yeah, that's one way to do it. 750 damage from the Phantom Assassin. Just blinked on him, hit him, and killed him.
Yeah, Drow Ranger's really good. Or Phantom Assassin is really good against Drow Ranger.
Yeah, it's a pretty bad matchup. So that's something you're going to have to alleviate. Hurricane Pikes, Shadow Blades, any disjoint you can build. Slark Shard, as you said, will be a big one.
Did you see that the new Phantom Assassin facet, by the way? Smiling Knight in some trouble here. The supports are coming in from behind. They're going to try and help him with the Ice Path, but yeah, Roar into Arrow. That's hard to beat. Managed to get off his ultimate. How did that happen? What? They hit him with such a long-range arrow. How did he manage to get that off? He's still going to die, but... Oh, big Starstorm. That does a lot of damage with the Warlock Bonds. There's so many heroes that are low here. Maybe Eki will die. Tries to get the leap away. Eki nailed by an arrow. Point blank. They finish him off. Zibe really wants to get a toss, but Tofu, now out of sight, is going to be able to slip away through the trees.
I feel like that's a good fight for AVULUS. They got the Huskar, who's the most important core in this game, in this early game. And that fight looked really bad with what was going on the Troll. Instead, they kind of salvaged it, take a gold advantage out of it, and the Drow Ranger was jungling. Stormstormer didn't even go there. The issue in this fight is it's a level 1 arrow.
Yeah, it's only 2.5 seconds stun.
Yeah, it just doesn't stun him for long, and nobody did any other damage.
That was depressing.
Very awkward. Ends up killing Ace.
And yet they still have this massive Fatal Bonds that makes it that AVULUS can't cleanly win the fight from there.
This Mirana Warlock is a classic combo. I actually remember running it at the Boston Major. It's good. Don't underestimate it. That was with the old Mirana Ags, though, where you got, like, quad Starstorm. That was completely stupid. This you're only going to get a little of that action. But they have a lot of AoE to pour into the bonds. Beastmaster is another really good synergy with Warlock.
So, of the enchantments so far, there is only Brawny and Mystical, which is the HP or the mana regen. Every single hero bar the Drow Ranger and the Phantom Assassin, they took the attack speed enchantment. Everybody else either took HP or mana regen.
Kind of makes sense. If you're in the jungle, you don't need HP.
For sure. Something to take to your pubs, boys and girls.
And the Battle Fury is done for Watson. So this item's a little cheaper now. Should be able to get it a bit faster. And he is very farmed. Orb of Corrosion on top of it. Orb of Destruction on top of that. PA honestly hits hard in the early
Smoke's gonna break on Quinn. Gets the toss back straight into the Drow Ranger. They don't kill him quick though. Okay, maybe they could still finish him off, but is there a chance for Gaimin Gladiators to return fire? Watson tries. Eki immediately pops his ultimate. One more hit would have been a crit.
You have to care about this
Another
Warlock.
toss back. Zibe finds Malady now.
What a find.
Watson does manage to finally get the kill on the Slark. But can he deal with the Troll? The problem is the Troll is counter to this Phantom Assassin. He can't really man up and go for this fight at all.
No, Warlock's a lot of game of team fight. So if you can ever take Malady out of the exchange, you're basically good to dive, good to commit. And Gaimin, that reaction probably says it all. Having issues dealing with the toss initiations. Once you're in the middle of this AVULUS lineup, it's not a fun time getting kited around. And now Roche?
Seems
no,
like
Tormentor.
Yeah. They want to contest Tormentor. Might be here too late. They know what's going on. Can they get there in time? Quinn's going to go right in. See all these low HP heroes. Watson immediately pounces in and finishes off the Jakiro. Arrow slips on by. Doesn't nail anybody on the side of AVULUS. They get Zibe on top of that. 2 kills.
I'll take that.
In exchange for 1,400 gold for AVULUS. Would you take that trade?
Well, you get gold off this too now, right?
Yeah, that is true. 1,400 gold plus the 250 for everybody.
Right.
So 1,250, 2,650?
Yeah, that's absolutely worth it, I think.
Yeah. Like, you don't get experience, which would be the advantage for Gaimin Gladiators there, but that's so much team
You also
gold.
got the Depth Shroud, which I think was the best shard they could have gotten out of that.
For sure, yeah.
So yeah, I think that was absolutely worth it if you're AVULUS. And I think Zibe even gets out there. He just didn't have TP. So it's like, I don't know how you're supposed to plan about that. Nonetheless, Depth Shroud now available. Very nice for the Drow and the Troll. Especially when you're going for some of these like Roar Arrow combinations.
Arrow drop. Zibe tries to get him. Tofu, too quick on the fingers, does manage to pounce away, and now Zibe is stuck in no man's land.
Yeah, super awkward jump. Gaimin were ready for that one. Just had this ward.
Courier sniping. So Eki will get one.
There's a lot on that.
Thanks to his very deep lane ward.
Net worth taken off the map.
He'll get another one.
Some more net worth taken off the map.
Radiant's courier.
Some more brawny enchantments being applied here.
Eki should be fine. He could pop his ult or Depth Shroud and TP if he really feels like it's needed.
So Hurricane Pike done on the Drow. Stormstormer gets to it. Only 2 deaths. Big item for this PA matchup. Now you're trying to get to this PA BKB. Kind of counteracted a bit.
Yeah.
It is nighttime for the Slark, who's going to run into some Invis heroes. Sees nothing.
Into arrow chain stun. Not even needing the arrow. Too much burst for a support Slark to handle.
That was an easy smoke for Gaimin.
Zibe's going to go for the toss back on the Beastmaster. Got him straight into the ice path. So he's frozen up, silenced up as well. Pretty tanky, though. It's taken a while for AVULUS to finish him off. They may be able to get the kill. Watson, in return, tries to finish off Zibe. Not able to do so. Sineko's quite low with Golem right next to him. Almost finished off. Got him on the dagger. Zibe, he wants the toss now onto Watson.
That was crazy.
But jumping into the upheaval was perhaps a bit too much for him.
Did have high ground with the Drow, but not enough damage in the tank to commit to a fight like that. And you still have to respect the AoE from this Warlock Golem. The second Starstorm also hit the Troll, so he just had this 60% miss chance put on him.
I really want to go for Quinn here. Eki with his hand damage thinks that he just needs to hold Quinn there long enough for the Drow Ranger arrows to reach their mark, but they don't.
Still has the Depth
Quinn
Shroud.
backs away just in time. He does, and he can maybe pop it here if they want to all in onto the Beastmaster, who's silenced up. Eki gets low, gets off the Depth Shroud. They finish off the Beast. Smiling Knight keeps pushing forward, hoping to be able to lock down Quinn. A toss over. Malady, he tries to go for a TP. Nice avalanche hitting the 2 of them. Quinn is still slowed down. Smiling Knight is still pushing forward, and they can chase him down all the way past the tier 2 if they need to. There's nothing this Huskar can do now.
There's a lot of auras in this lineup. They're stacking a lot of attack speed. Drum on the Slark. precision aura from the Drow. And then when this troll ults, you get even more.
Yeah, that is a good point.
Jakiro has 2 hits.
Like, if you uncap the attack speed limit and you give this hero marksmanship on top of it, or whatever the aura is.
They're buffing this
precision
troll.
aura.
I could see him get out of control here.
Yeah.
Then you have to pick your poison. Do you try and all in the troll? You try and all in the Drow? Is there a Slark save? You kind of want to jump the Slark too. Team fights aren't that straightforward for Gaimin. Maybe once they have BKBs on a bunch of heroes, it becomes easier. They do have the PA one.
I thought, like, looking at it on paper, I thought their team fight was going to be perfectly fine.
Just
Right,
been kited out.
They have Warlock, Beastmaster.
I think the big issue's been initiation. They haven't had the blink on the Beast, which is a big component. So how do you start fights? Whereas AVULUS are continually starting fights by tiny tossing heroes in.
Right.
So if you get blink on the Ace, then I think the team fight consolidates a lot for Gaimin. Becomes a lot more straightforward. You blink, roar, arrow some dude. Maybe there's a depth shroud save, but then your other heroes can come in with BKB. You force AVULUS to respond. The Huskar can jump somebody.
And if Ace finds that initiation, he is so tanky. We saw it last time, but if he's jumping in and he gets off the roar first, he gets the drums going, he has an Essence Ring.
A brawny Essence Ring.
A brawny Essence Ring. It's 400 plus HP.
But the jump is coming first from AVULUS again as they just smoke straight in. Find 2.
Zibe again finding good avalanches. He kind of resets though. He doesn't want to be gone on by Watson. Instead, that's going to be Sineko's job. Eki on the front lines. He'll get burned out as well.
Well, that is an initiation that did not yield what AVULUS wanted. And Watson didn't even pop BKB.
Yeah, were they missing some heroes there? I mean, it's right outside the Roshan pit too, so this is terrible for AVULUS.
Yeah, easy Roche for Gaimin. And this is a big one. Aegis on this Huskar. Really helping Quinn's game here.
For me, I feel like this patch, it made the map feel smaller. And I think team fighting is going to be more important. And one of the reasons is Roshan being in the middle of the map again, right?
I mean, I like that change. I think Roche should have gone back. I think this was the original idea for the 2 Roche pits.
Yeah.
Radiant's top tower
Then they
is under
decided,
attack.
what, they didn't want to be too much like League of Legends?
Yeah, there's an audible like, what if we put him here instead? But I think it just drew too much of the attention to the corners, which were awkward.
Yeah. The fact that Tormentor is now, you know, before people were contesting Tormentor, but now that it's a singular objective that both sides fight for, means we're probably going to see more 5-on-5s in that regard too.
It's a lot more important. It gives a lot more gold.
Yeah.
Quinn is going in here.
Oh, saved by the Depth Shroud. Just in time.
And no
BKB
BKB.
Watson, he's going to pop it now, but can he go back in? He's going to try. The Jakiro's a little isolated. He's going to quickly take out the Jakiro, but he's got to run. He's got to run for this troll. Thankfully, Tofu with the sick arrow locks him down, but Eki in turn gets the pounce onto the Phantom Assassin.
I mean,
now
AVULUS are
Smiling
bleeding.
Knight is on top of the PA. This is going to be a little bit rough, but AVULUS is out of heroes for Smiling Knight to play for.
Oh, he's rooting him.
Does
Let him
manage
go.
to get a couple of roots. Maybe he can finish off Quinn.
He
Not
almost
even
did
that
something.
good. He almost did.
That was pretty good.
For a troll?
Yeah. He almost killed the hero. That's better than last patch.
What happened to the Drow Ranger, though?
He got Blink roared from Ace and decimated. And you had no Depth Shroud save.
Yeah, they were so close to
I mean, they got baited
killing
by
Watson at the very start.
You have to keep formation here. Like, I think Smiling Knight has to go on Ace there. You can't chase Watson. You have to try and protect your Drow, keep Stormstormer alive. Quinn is in very deep.
Yeah, how'd he end up here?
Might-
It's up to the Drow Ranger to get the damage,
Ooh,
and he
proc.
got him. The arrow slows down Stormstormer, though. They can kill Eki. Pounce, 6 seconds. That's not going to happen.
The prize is mine.
Ace still looking for Stormstormer back here. Won't find him in that Shadow Blade, but
Dire
he can solo kill him. A chaotic game, as one might expect on a new patch.
Dire's bottom tower.
Silver Edge on the Drow could make a big difference in this game. 2 big heroes to
Structures are fortified.
shoot with this at the start of a fight. A lot of good passives on Gaimin. Ideally, you're looking for that Huskar who doesn't have BKB. You break him and just take him down. Would feel pretty good. That's the game plan at least. Issue is you're getting jumped in return now.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
And Gaimin have a significant lead.
Tower is under attack.
8K. Hey, look, Quinn went Searing Signet for more fire synergy.
Yeah, I did see that.
A Brawny Signet, wow.
You really like that, huh? Tumbler toys abound for AVULUS. Ways to be able to kite the PA and a Huskar at any cost.
Triple Tumbler toy. That seems a little excessive. I don't know about that. There's only so much tumbling you can do.
Fan of gymnastics. What's the problem?
This should be a Shadow Shaman patch. I was just talking about that yesterday.
You did say the biggest thing
If they bring
that
back
killed
Tumbler
the Shadow
toy.
Shaman was the Tumbler toy.
My boy
being,
Shaman's back. He got buffs. He got nags. He got Tumbler toy.
Damn.
Shaman Christmas out here. Probably get
It's a
nerfed in
pagan
2
holiday.
days. Or staff on Quinn, just to probably reset from a tiny toss or get out of Jakiro nonsense. Be my guess, though. Interesting, like going 4-staff here over BKB.
I mean, having the Huskar's been going Hurricane Pikes a decent amount. I assumed he was going to
Yeah, but-
complete that, but...
Is he gonna finish it?
Ooh, got away from the silence in the slow.
I mean, I guess maybe he wants to end up with Hurricane Pike, so build a 4-staff now.
Oh, Ace found his initiation onto the Troll. AVULUS
is-
a little bit separated from each other. The Drow Ranger is nowhere close to this. So Gaimin Gladiators just going to bring all their heroes. They'll take what they can find, which is the offlane Tiny.
I do think you have to be a little careful of roaring or going on the troll like that in a 5-on-5. I don't think that's a target you want to expend big stuns on. Because then I think you're giving a freer fight to the Drow, who's the real damage threat.
Sure.
And the troll is kind of just bait, right? Like, he wants you to go on him so you can ult and give the buff to the team.
Especially since they have a save mechanism. Like, the chances of you
Yes.
100 to 0ing the Troll is very unlikely.
So in some scenario like that, I think it's fine. But in the full 5-on-5, I think Ace does have to think twice about just going on this troll like that. And Smiling Knight's just going to run into Quinn and just root him.
But he saves. Watson commits. Goes for Sineko. Quinn, meanwhile, he gets off his ultimate, brings Smiling Knight a little bit low, but he eventually does fall. Watson goes from the Jakiro straight on top of Stormstormer. This is a dream situation if he can finish him off, but oh, there he goes, the crit. Now he's going to be locked down by Smiling Knight, but again, the Troll is struggling on the damage front.
No ult.
Last one left alive again in the team fight, but cannot finish off Watson.
This PA has been a menace versus their lineup. They just don't have anything to lock him down or deal with him. 0 BKB piercing stun. Just a free-for-all in the back lines. Some things never change, Austin, and PA winning games apparently is one of them.
Yeah. And Troll being kind of useless.
Troll being absolute garbage, perhaps another one, yeah. Though too early to say that. Let's not write him off in 1 game. 3 games is what I'll write him off.
That's okay. 3 losses is all it takes.
Yeah, he's not Juggernaut level. You know?
Radiant's bottom tower.
Now there is a truly trash hero. It's kind of awkward for AVULUS too, because look at all the vision that they have on the map. It's on the other side. It's down here.
Yeah, it's all Eki planting these deep wards. But what are you doing with them?
Yeah.
Nobody's been able to utilize them. They're going to try and make
they
a
will
play here.
Finally utilize.
He has
Ace does
BKB
have
though.
BKB, so if they don't toss him,
I mean, if you don't go
and then
for
he gets
this,
it off, hit Avalanche.
it's almost worse if you don't go for this though. Like,
Dire are scanning.
Okay, forced him
that
to use his BKB, now trying to get back. The Gale Guard is going to help a little bit. If Ace needs to just run, this Drow Ranger does a lot of damage. Okay, now he's turning around. He pops the Essence Ring. He has baited them
my.
in. They're fully committed. They used the Depth Shroud. Yeah, they got the kill. Congrats. But you're going to trade 3 heroes to get it. Maybe a 4th. Oh, it's definitely going to be a 4th.
wait, what?
I think did Snako aggressively force staff Quinn?
Yeah,
or did Quinn force staff himself?
Somebody got 4-staff, disjointed it. That was very awkward, but either way, that's a 4-man wipe, and I don't know, AVULUS are just way too indecisive on that play. I think when you make that smoke play and you find someone, you just go, right? Like, you have to come back in this game. Instead, they're indecisive with it. They wait, then they jump. They don't combo correctly. Ace gets BKB off. Then Stormstormer, he's like half running. And then aggressive force tapping, so he loses his ult.
Yo, what was that giant heal? Is that literally just drums?
It's like Essence Ring plus
Oh, it was Essence
the mech from the Mirana.
It was Essence Ring.
I mean, it's
Because I
actually
clicked
full
on him
greaves
afterwards
Mirana.
and he had Gale Guard. I was like, what? But yeah, Essence Ring. What a bait. A brawny Essence Ring, man. That made the difference.
Radiant's
An extra 400 HP goes a long ways.
Just haven't seen a real cohesive team fight from AVULUS. They're going to smoke again. Trying to maybe contest into a Roche spawn soon, I guess. Amp damage in the river top. Nobody sees it. They're running to Mirage. I mean, again, this play is just like Troll leading it. It's very awkward.
Yeah, Gaimin Gladiators just kiting back.
Snake goes in the pit. Okay.
He's out of the pit now.
Now Ace is stuck in the pit.
Praying for an arrow.
Wow, the texture design in that pit is amazingly high fidelity compared to everything else.
And compare that to Morphling.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Okay, AVULUS is on the low ground, which is the exact opposite point that Drow Ranger wants to be in.
They're trying to bait him into this ward. But the wave is going in mid, so in theory, if you're Gaimin, there's no way you chase here. You just, if anything, you just go mid, take a Rax.
I miss these circles that we do around the Roshan. You know, in the corner, we never got the full circle of going round and round and round. Teams, you know, taking a high ground and holding, and then the chase and back off.
Hitting your nostalgia.
Yeah, it really is.
middle barracks are under attack.
Roche just spawned as well.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
AVULUS are very split as Gaimin are just smoking into them.
Yule Scepter into an arrow. Trying to force the BKB. Actually tanks the stun. Stormstormer, he gets jumped right away.
Oh, he's
Just dead. The Fatal Bonds is beautiful. The Golem's going to be dropped on them. Watson he's just taking no damage whatsoever from Smiling Knight. It continues. GG is called. It was an experiment from AVULUS that did not pay off.
I think the laning was okay, but yeah, just the team fight synergy. I didn't really see it. I don't think they really figured it out. And outside of some good tiny initiation.
So they got to pull out another win and hope that Liquid and Yakult do not get their wins. Either way, best to focus on yourself. Right, Avery? You've been in this position before, right?
Well, patch day?
I was thinking more so group stage where
Big deny.
you need other teams to lose and you to win.
No, we usually topped our group, so.
You guys did top your groups most of the time. Yeah, it was playoffs where it
Yeah.
usually fell apart, but old Quincy crew was top of groups a number of times.
Honestly, don't look at the score. That's what I always told my teams. I never respect these teams that look at the score. Who cares? You're playing each game, play that game to win no matter what.
It's a good
Let the
attitude
score
to have.
come when it comes, you know? Play what's in front of you.
You know, I often tell my teammates not to look at the score as well, but I'm usually referring to the KDA.
It's a very different score. It's a very different team. This looks more like a new patch game to me than the previous one. A lot more random stuff going on.
Well, Gaimin Gladiators won with the old patch heroes, so that sounds like it's good for AVULUS.
Yeah, maybe. I think they have a much more standard lineup in terms of the synergy this time around. They have a lot more survivability to play off of with the Lifestealer being able to infest. Like, Lifestealer Tiny is just a lot of HP. It's really hard to deal the damage in the fight, so maybe you do have to go a bit later here for Gaimin, or just get some big Bonds combos. I mean, Bonds into Sonic Wave with Dawnbreaker coming through sounds pretty nasty. I will give them that.
With some AoE damage from Bristleback.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Did take the Snot Rocket, by the way.
Yeah, why did he do that as the carry Bristleback?
Oh, it's interesting. Maybe he just feels it's going to be really good in the fight versus all these melee cores. Just kiting them out, and then the damage will get dealt by the Queen, by the Dawnbreaker coming in as well. Just better for the overall team fight.
I would have thought this is one of the few
interesting.
heroes that could actually win a man fight against Lifestealer. You just activate the Seeing Red Facet, you do so much damage.
Okay, but why fight him when you goo him and run away?
Yeah, but, you know, Lifestealer half the time he's in somebody else, you know?
Right.
All right. I was disappointed to see he didn't take the new facet, but That one's definitely not a carry
I want to
facet.
see that one. I want to see that Gore Storm in
Yeah.
action. That's a cool name.
It is
Gore Storm.
That's a cool name.
That's an anime name for sure.
That is a B movie, a B horror story, you know, sort of deal.
Yeah.
Low budget. I actually think that could be like maybe an interesting off-lane support lifestealer. Bring that back, you know.
Oh God, no! Let's not go there.
Run around with some black dragon.
I also thought we were going to see the
7
dagger come
minutes
out
in the game.
because, as Miro mentioned, the level 1 dagger is the big buff, right? You get a lot more initial damage on this, so maybe it's a stronger laning tool. Quinn just not opting for it here. Just wants to push the lane out versus the Tiny. I still believe in the Quinn of Pain. I know it gets a lot of hate. I know there's a lot of people out there just talking all the time. Quinn can't play this hero. Why does he keep picking it? The worst queen in the world. Every time Gaimin pick it, they lose. That's all I see constantly. But
I haven't seen any of those.
I feel like he's not that bad in the. If you get, I think his prowess shows in the late game. I think that's why Gaimin pick it. They want queen when they feel they need a mid who can carry the game.
I mean, the only reason he would be the worst queen in the world is he's the only queen player in the world.
I'm telling you, Austin, that's all I hear in those upper social circles that you're not a part of. So
of course, I forget.
Just gotta take my word for it.
Yeah. I guess I will take your word for it. You think Tiny's still going to be broken? Nerfed the crash landing a bit?
Yeah, I expect
No
him to
longer
fall off a
scales
little
up.
bit. But the thing is, Tiny's tiny, man. As long as this hero has toss, he will be viable. That's what I think. Tossing someone in is just way too good of a concept.
Fair enough.
In fact, I think you could literally remove his other 2 spells, and if he was just grow and toss, you could still play him.
Okay.
Not mid, but you could still play him.
Sure.
Quiet start to this game, though. 4 minutes, no kills, and it is...
Quiet but good for Gaimin Gladiators,
their
apparently.
3 cores are really happy. Ace with the big 10 denies up here. The Tiny is 100% losing mid. This Beast is not getting a lot in this offlane, so a slower start for AVULUS on the lanes for sure. And probably just the core matchups Gaimin got going. Especially this Bristle versus the Beast.
Yeah.
Zibe is not having fun down here.
Also, it doesn't really seem like the Wind Ranger is able to... Actually, Wind Ranger is going to have to TP out.
He's dead.
He's gone. He popped Wind Run, tried to go in for a little bit of harassment, and they're like, wait a minute. He popped Wind Run. Just put the goo on him. He can no longer get away.
It's so much minus armor.
Yeah.
He took 200 damage from the last attack. Basically triple damage.
Oh, Star Strider. Oh, Fairy Fire. He almost caught Quinn there. Close call. Quinn, he's just going to have to go back to base. So that will certainly help bring Stormer back into...
is under attack.
well, I don't think he'll be able to catch up, but... make it a little bit closer between the two.
This Bristle's just getting massive down here, though. And Zibe can't enter the lane, so this is a big problem point right now for AVULUS on the map. It also opens up Gaimin if they want to send the supports mid, which is exactly what they're doing. They're sending both towards these runes, looking for the 6-minute rune.
This is the downside of the Warlock. As good as he is as a laner, doesn't really do much when it comes to the rotations.
I mean, if you win the lane, it's not that bad. Shadow Word is a lot better of a skirmishing spell than it used to be. They just want to deny it out from the Tiny because he has no resources left.
Gonna Avalanche, see if he can pick it up. Nope, Malady snags the illusion rune away from him now. Stormer looks like he can't quite do enough damage. Eki's gonna come in. Can he help disrupt things a little bit? No, the Sonic Wave's still gonna come out and Stormer is dead.
That's not too bad, honestly. I mean, you deny the rune from the Tiny and you get the kill with the first Sonic Wave.
Yeah, for sure.
And you put that spell on cooldown while the Tiny's dead, so... nice little flow for Quinn off this bottom lane domination.
And he is gonna be rushing the Dagon like we've seen time and time before with this new wave of Queen of Pain.
Can't blame him. Looks pretty good here. If he gets it as fast as it looks like he's going to get it.
Blood Grenade and slowed down to a crawl already. An easy dead shot. Zibe. It's just so much damage. They're going to take the Wisdom Shrine. Or the Wisdom, as you like to call it.
I mean, saying they're taking the Wisdom Shrine just does not sound. It just doesn't sound right, man.
You think taking the wisdom sounds better?
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
No, does not.
They're going to illuminate themselves with some wisdom.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Take a few philosophy classes.
I'm just gonna call Wisdom Rune. I don't care. Whatever, man. Who's gonna do anything about it?
I can't wait for Valve's next blog post.
Yeah.
We name things
Dire's
for a
bottom tower
reason.
is under attack.
Well, they named the building. They didn't name what the actual thing is. It's a Wisdom Shrine, but what does the Wisdom Shrine give you?
Dire's
Gives you
bottom
wisdom.
tower is under attack.
What?
Well, it's not a rune. You can't bottle it.
Dire are
That's true.
I really caught you on that one. He really sat there.
Okay,
and thought
but have
about
we
that.
tested the new Arc Warden bubble on the Wisdom Shrine?
Okay,
Does it-
maybe he can collect a rune out of
Can
the
he
shrine.
siphon it out of there? That's the real question.
Okay.
By the way, this Beastmaster, he's level 4. He's jungling top.
Yeah, that looks pretty terrible.
Can we go to Zibe real quick? Just see how depressing this is right now. Too depressing, apparently.
Dude, bro, can't show it on stream, man. That is...
He's killing Poly. He's killing Boglets and Marsh Mages.
Marsh Mages.
Sounds like
lowest of the
marshmallow.
low. Immediate response from Ace. He was ready for that play. Stormstormer, just outnumbered, is receiving no help
man.
from AVULUS whatsoever.
This is not going to be fun in the next 5 minutes here if you don't do something to rectify this, because you didn't even use Sonic Wave for that kill. So now you're concerned to go back into mid with this Tiny and try and skirmish.
And as they filter in one by one, Gaimin Gladiators will immediately take advantage of this situation.
It's a level 6 Muerta versus a level 3 Jakiro. Yo, this is some classic Gaimin Gladiators. Lane domination into the mid snowball. They just outnumber you, they take your towers, and you don't even have an offlaner.
All right, so who do you think is going to pop ultimate and call GG this time?
They don't have a troll, so maybe an infest would be the ticket. That Warlock's already level 6 without the Grimoire, by the way.
Oh,
He
no.
still has 7 charges.
This is what happens when you give up your Shrine of Wisdom.
Yeah, it really is. There's just nothing going right for AVULUS right now. What? Well, that golem didn't do anything.
How do you miss Golem, brother? Oh,
farming Golem. Farming
Okay,
Golem.
Sonic Wave is going to push him off of Watson.
is under attack.
Watson's going to back up a bit here. And Smiling Knight to the rescue. It's a Life Stealer, a level 7 with Phase Boots. I don't think he's going to make that much of a difference, but... two supports, both trying to deny the same rune.
Yeah, I felt like Gaimin maybe could have gotten more out of that, but AVULUS will take it. Golem down. Didn't lose anybody. Time for Zibe to catch up, which he desperately needs. And they defend the tier 1 mid, I guess. They got that going for them.
They have successfully stalled the game, but for how much longer? Wrap around from Gaimin Gladiators, smoke through the triangle, get behind the tower, and it's going to be Eki, who the win run can only take him so far.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, I will say this Wind Ranger facet does not do much for you if you're not actually killing anybody.
Yeah, they're never in the kill shot range.
We're going to steal some Ancients here as well.
Dire are scanning.
You know, a lot of these offlaners might have really got nerfed by the removal of this Ancient camp
Yes.
to the side of their lane. Like, Beastmaster now only has 1 Ancient to kind of stack and go back to instead of 2.
Yep, yep.
It's a big GPM nerf. Might bring back some of the more just fighting heavier offlaners like Mars and stuff, who can just play the lane for longer, dominate more matchups, and not be as reliant on Ancient stacking. Could absolutely see that.
Yeah, those heroes were definitely crippled by the fact that all the camps nearby, they weren't very good at farming them if the lane was ever pushed in or in a bad spot.
AVULUS smoking behind this tier 1, looking to kill anybody who shows to defend this tower.
I mean, go to the Dawnbreaker at this point, because if you go to anybody else and the Dawnbreaker ultimate comes in, you're probably going to lose that fight. So this is a smart move from AVULUS. They'll get that kill. Let's see if they can get out without any losses. Tofu, okay, easy, nice read there. Catch a Stormstormer. They might still fight, though.
Yeah, do you go back in here?
No, they left him. Said, save yourselves, brothers.
Awkward blink from
Another
Quinn
toss.
up top, though.
Stormstormer does eventually die. Meanwhile, that Lifestealer
Radiant's
getting away
bottom
inside of
tower is under
Eki,
attack.
and Quinn's still after him.
Yeah, Sonic Wave was used there, but unable to burst the Lifestealer with the Dagon Wave combo. Gets bailed out by Warlock heal.
Dire's
So some more
top
ults
tower is
used
under
from
attack.
Gaimin. They do get the Tiny for the Dawnbreaker trade. AVULUS don't get that tier 1 top. So they're being denied a lot of map control right now. And it's just the level advantage. This Jakiro's still level 5, man.
Dire's top tower is falling.
Tofu trying something cheeky.
They have a 6 level advantage.
Yeah, I mean, Seneco's still level 5.
Yeah, but 7 level, 6, 7 level advantage is pretty nasty. I guess it's all the Warlock with the Grimoire. So it's kind of fake levels, you know.
I don't think that's how that works at all. Those are very real levels on the Warlock.
Those aren't real. I mean, what's he going to do? Put points into upheaval? It got nerfed, Austin. Lol.
True. Wow.
1% linger duration now. Not even worth skilling. May as well take stats.
1%. All right, Quinn's like, yeah, okay, you want something? All right, that golem lands. It clips him.
Zap.
I mean, Stormstormer just has nobody to play around. His
Yeah, there's
supports
just-
are just so poor. He can hit as many combos as he wants, but these heroes are too tanky, and he has no follow-up damage.
I mean, AVULUS either don't know Gaimin's playbook or weren't ready for it, because you have to be prepared to bring numbers to your mid and not let them run it over. And Gaimin just had their way in that lane. But I don't think this Tiny has seen a fair numbers fight or an advantageous one the entire game.
Ooh, is he still under the fire? Got him with the ice path, but look at that AoE damage just rained in. Hit Zibe and Eki, wiped them both out. The Sonic Wave used on Smiling Knight, and a dead shot just before he could get off the infest into Seneco.
They're running this game over now.
13-2.
This Queen's just so tanky. They chain stunned him perfectly there on top of a
Painting
macro.
out the golem. Well, Stormstormer thought maybe he could pick up some easy money. Not the case. Dead shot it back into Quinn and Watson. And the goo is just so debilitating. When you're behind like this, the chases, they're infinite for Gaimin Gladiators.
I mean, this is a replay of maybe the one spellcasting sequence that's pretty good for AVULUS. It just comes so late in this game. You're dying to make the play. And Queen with a regen rune, Warlock heal, and some extra spell lifesteal is not going down there if you get spells off. This is turning into a demoralizing game for AVULUS more than anything. I guess you can write it off because new patch, but yeah, 2 kills, Austin.
You could say that, but what about all the other games they played in this DreamLeague group stage?
Yeah, the trajectory has not been on the up.
No.
I think that's safe to say.
This is a team that is definitely on the down right now. Tofu will get a shard, which is still the same one, so who cares? Tofu's going to get behind the push in top lane from Smiling Knight. He does have the tools,
Radiant's
But
top
he
a
tower
fear
has
and a silence.
no item yet.
Quinn's going to spook him a little bit. Smiling Knight's just going to jump inside of Eki.
Radiant's middle tower
With an
is
arcane
under
rune, he
attack.
could keep going.
Yeah, I was about to say
He's got Dawnbreaker ultimate behind him. There's really no chance of a turnaround.
And Quinn's just playing with him right now. See if he gets punished.
Silence gonna go down. Here comes that Dawnbreaker ultimate locked in place. Chain stunned.
Oof.
Yeah, they cannot They can't take Quinn when the Dawnbreaker ultimate is up. If it's on cooldown, maybe they can make that move, but sadly, they just do not have the burst damage to deal with the Queen of Pain. Dawnbreaker ultimate's always going to come in, and
this is one of those games.
just one of those games.
Yeah, at what point do you call it to save yourself some mental damage here? Just so far behind. You still don't have an item on your Lifestealer, man. It's just Sacred Relic. Never Radiance. Nothing synced up here. You don't have a blink on the Tiny. You just don't have anything.
No. And of course, this game is going so terribly you can't even watch a replay without somebody else being in trouble and dying. Sineko can't get outside of the map. They finally got an item, one item. That's a Radiance.
Is this going to be one of those games where Radiant has all 5 highest net worths?
Yeah,
we're heading that way. Those are rare, but they're quite a treat in some ways.
A treat for who?
I don't know, somebody who's a fan of that kind of game. Hey, you got his Blink Dagger, everybody.
I mean, Gaimin Gladiators fans have been suffering lately, so they gotta savor the goods when they appear. Malady, yeah, he's fine. He's tanky, man. He's got a Solar Crest, 1500 HP.
I mean, AVULUS, you just got a like 5-man smoke or something. They just haven't made a move forever, and you're not exactly farming your way back into this game. I think that's safe to say by now.
Yeah, the combination of a hyper-mobile mid-hero and global presence with the Dawnbreaker. Oh, no, Smiling Knight!
Yeah.
Yeah, first sign of a hero he thinks, okay, Rage TP, but the Dawnbreaker ultimate would have canceled it, so.
I mean, that's another conceptual problem that ratting this game. You're playing Lifestealer into 2 BKB piercing ults.
Yeah.
You just can't play the Rage TP game.
Well, they got a second item. Now it's an Aghanim Scepter. Problem is, both Radiance and Aghanim Scepter, it's not direct heavy damage. It's damage over time that's spread out.
I mean, these items are supposed to be items that also let you farm for the next items.
Sure.
That make you an impactful team fighter. You can absolutely team fight with these items, but if you're getting them really early.
If you're behind by 19,000 net worth at 19 minutes.
A little rough here.
Hey, Dota+ still gives them 12% chance.
That's pretty good.
That's not too bad. Malady, oh, he's stuck. What a golem, though.
That is a lot of damage.
Fatal Bonds on 4. They will kill that Warlock. Gaimin Gladiators will punish them for it.
Hey, 2-2-3, you know. At least we got some memes in here as... I think this will be the last fight of the game, Austin. That's going to be my prediction.
Wait. Is this the Infest GG out?
No. Now, if that were Troll...
100%. Watson, back into
Watson.
A corner. No, he's going to live. At least for now. He's TPing. Eki with the money shot.
Oh, he missed him.
Oh, he missed.
Dude.
Come on.
Oh, no.
Good try, little bro.
Thank you, Effie.
Yeah, I mean, I was about to say, like, that's just... We'll just write that one off, and that game never happened. That game never happened. You know what? I was lagging. Keyboard lag, mouse lag.